It's one thing to lose, and you lose in anonymity, but then all of a sudden you're propped up on Thursday night on Fox, and it's the Bay Area, and here we go, and you got a third-string quarterback. The Raiders are favored. Vegas goes, hey, let's change the line here. Raiders got to win this one, right? Nope. Garbage time came early in the Bay Area this year. I'm sure the network executives didn't want this game on primetime, but you got to love seeing an unknown guy coming out of nowhere, and they don't come any less known than Nick Mullins. But give him credit. He salvaged what was otherwise a forgettable Thursday night. But a lot of fun there. The interesting part is how the NFL and Raider fans in particular reacted to this. Twitter was pretty rough with John Gruden and what's the plan here. I do think he has a plan. He was given 10 years, but he had to know that he was going to invite criticism. With that contract, he knew it. The plan is, if you're moving on from Khalil Mack and that contract, Amari Cooper, and you can get a first-round pick, everything is geared towards getting to Vegas and hitting the reset button. I said it from the beginning. That's what John's doing. You know, he wasn't going to spend the money on Khalil Mack, didn't think that the team was ready to compete. Okay, don't lie to us and say that, hey, Khalil Mack didn't want to be here, because Khalil Mack's approach was the same as Aaron Donald. It was two different approaches here with what the Rams are doing and what the Raiders are doing, because the Rams are all in it and the Raiders haven't been. Amari Cooper, ship him out, get another first-round draft pick. You got 3 first-round draft picks coming up because of these trades. Everything is geared towards getting to Vegas. What happens in the meantime? Because I'm going to guess Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, said to John Gruden, hey, here's the deal. You may not want to go to Oakland for a couple of years. You may want that fresh start with Vegas, but I want you to go to Oakland for these first couple of years. Got to bite the bullet here. If Mark Davis has that much insight into this. But, hey, give me 2 years here, because on the other end, you're going to get 8 years in Vegas. And we're going to change things. We're the Vegas Raiders. It's going to be different. We're going to be a young team, fresh, probably have a young quarterback there, not Derek Carr, and you can build this team in your image of what you think is going to be successful here. But John's getting his lunch handed to him. But he can't be reacting. You know, you're in the media, and you can't be going, hey, stop criticizing me. Give the game plan then. If you don't want to be criticized, then at least say, hey, this is what we're doing. I hope everybody understands this. I'm sorry, Oakland, I'm not going to give you a good product for the last 2 years that we're in this great city. Sorry, we're going to wait and get really good when we get to Vegas. But, you know, there'll be some nice deals on flights to get there, or you can drive there if you want to. But it feels like that's what the game plan has been all along here. Yeah, he didn't want to criticize his team last night, that they didn't quit, and they didn't play. I mean, I'd rather that he said they quit. Then at least there's an explanation. Like, the Niners out-talented you? I get that there's a plan here. Whether John Gruden can orchestrate this plan and, you know, see it to fruition, that's the big question I have. But I do get what he's doing, and I don't think Derek Carr is going to be his quarterback by the time he gets to Vegas. You know, beast mode will no longer be there. I mean, it's going to be a completely different roster there. And they'll probably be the youngest team in the NFL. But when you give somebody 10 years, it's a whole lot of freedom there and a whole lot of money. And if you're John Gruden, you got time. But you're going to take the slings and arrows here unless you start letting people in on what is going on. Just give me the game plan. At least in Philadelphia, the 76ers let their fans know this is called the process. It's going to take some time. But in the NBA, I can get 1 or 2 lottery picks and change the fortunes of my entire team. That's not the case in the NFL. And you're going to have to change an entire attitude here, because that looked like a losing attitude last night. And you know, when you say somebody quits, it's probably the worst thing you can say about an athlete is you quit. They just don't look inspired. Who would have thought that John Gruden is not going to have a team at least look inspired? Like wanting to play. Remember when Ohio State played Purdue, fourth quarter? They gave up 28 points in the fourth quarter. That's when you shut it down. And maybe it's not we quit. It's just, you know what? We'll save our energy for another weekend here. But with what I saw with the Raiders last night, those players look. I would rather have a team go down in flames who looked like they were really playing hard. They cared. Instead of that, Nick Mullins looked like Montana. It's like a younger teen, like a teenage version of Joe Montana last night. I mean, come on. Have some pride there.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.